Hey, yo, like the video, man. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, LowkeyyNoel. Look at you, dig what I'm saying? Coming back at y'all with another video. And today, I know y'all probably been wondering, like, oh, LowkeyyNoel, like, where you been at and stuff? You feel me? I know it's been a minute since I've been posting. It's been probably like 2 months, and it's even crazy looking back, because you know, like when I first started YouTube, like the first year, I never went more than, say, a month. Actually, not even. I think I literally did upload every week, but you know, COVID did, you know, mess up some things. But even at that point, I never went over a month without uploading. So, you know what I'm saying? I know things have gotten tough around the time, and I kind of do want to sit here and explain this. I did have a video from like last year when I kind of did the same thing, and honestly, I ain't even gonna lie, from this point forward, I don't even want to do this kind of stuff when it comes to YouTube, like have this whole explanation about what's going on. But I think this one's coming from like a calmer state of mind, so I feel like it's probably the best time to really like talk about this, so that, you know, there's no sense or level of, you know, confusion, you know, or misinterpreting, like, you know, like what's been going on with me and whatever. Because as of recently, I've been like very, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but I haven't been really posting anything anywhere for like a while, bro. Like honestly, the last time I've probably been consistent on any media was probably like in the summer, and even prior to that, like February or something. So I've been very inconsistent on the media. Like I haven't been posting anything. Like I know even if a couple of my friends, you know, try to like hit me up, ask me like what's going on, because you know, I don't really like post anything. And I used to be the type of person that post like a lot, you feel me? And throughout all this time, it's like, you know, sometimes I even look back at like the drive I have with like YouTube and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, like when I first started off, because it took me like a year to get like 300 subs. And just to think about the drive, and then after that point, like I had videos that were like going over 1,000 views and stuff, but like mind you, I was like going hard within that first year. Like I'm talking like almost every week. Like the time where it was even the breaking point, not even the breaking point, but the point where like the consistency kind of fell off was probably at least 7 to 8 months in. Like every week I'm uploading like 2, 3, and if it was tough, you know, 1 video a week, you feel me? And you know, it's just crazy to think about this grind, because like, you know, I made that one video, and I don't even want to say the name, because honestly, like, I'm gonna still keep it up though, because I still feel like it's a testimony at the end of the day of like what I was feeling, what I was going through. And you know, if there was just, say, a time in the future where I do become big and I do get this insane work ethic that puts me in a place that I would never imagine, a video would just be a reminder of kind of like my lowest point. Because when I did make that other video, I was kind of at my low point, and I just felt like I need to express that, because that's the thing about me though. Like I just feel like people don't understand me, so like it's always hard to like really like verbalize things. And honestly, it's not hard to verbalize things. It's just like it gets difficult when you want to verbalize like what's going on, or the fact that you want something that your friends and your peers have probably nothing to do with, or no interest in it. So like they can get where you're coming from, but they don't understand it, you know what I mean? Especially if you're like a creator, you have like passions, whether it's like filmmaking, acting, voice acting, choreography, script writing, being a novel journalist and stuff. A lot of people won't understand that spectrum of creativity and career. So they get to a point where, you know, you could take 2 other sides out of that, where it's either you go from like, you know, like STEM based degrees, you know, like stuff like doctors, nurses, you know, like the stuff that people brag about, you know what I'm saying, like doctors, nurses, dentists, firefighters, policemen, social workers. Or you could just be the person that just, you know, just do the regular stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like working Home Depot, McDonald's, Burger King, you know, the typical stores. Or you could be someone who puts yourself in a position where you can be applicable to go to a lot of places, and you just kind of work jobs and do things based on the fulfillment of achievements and just getting awards and certificates and stuff. But there's not really like no specific purpose towards a specific finite like job or career, or even like the field in it, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes maybe you just like to help the community. the thing was, around that time, well, last year specifically, I kind of was at a breaking point, but I had like got to a point of a testimony too. I had started to realize like what I wanted in this life and what it's going to take to get there. And at that very time, it was hard to come to terms with what had to be done, because you know what I'm saying, it's like I'm still young, I still want to go out, I still want to have fun and all that kind of stuff, but it kind of hits a toll when you get to a point where it's like, when you are trying to have fun and do all this stuff, like you have bigger things outside of you, whether it's like some sort of bill, whether an emergency happened and you gotta pay all this money and stuff. And it's not even always financially too, it could be on the emotional side as well. And you know what I'm saying, and it's just like, you know, vice versa, when a scenario is to a point where you need that level of help, or you need that level of you know, like support and stuff, it's just not coming towards you tenfold. And then you realize, like, am I giving too much energy into something that's not fully serving me to my best interest? So yeah, I did go through a lot of waves of thoughts, and I understood like what I had to do for like this year and stuff. And this year has been not crazy at all, honestly. This year, like last year was just something I saw as more chaotic, and even the good stuff, like, you know, like hanging out, having fun, it was fun, but I felt like it was like a placebo. It was like something where it's like I'm having fun and I'm relaxing, but while I'm relaxing, it's like things are getting worse. There's things that needs to be done, paid, improved, fixed, and it's like I can't be chilling this much, because it's like I could chill, and then it could even be your own family members, or even those same friends you're hanging out with, that could be like, oh, why don't you have this, why don't you do that? And it's like, it's that level of, if you know, if you give that space, you can do what you need to do. And mind you, I don't want to make it seem like it's a diss, because I know people see things from their perspective, their perception of things, and they can twist words and make it seem like you're dissing them and stuff, because I know people like that. You see, like me, growing up, I've gone through like a lot of things, so I feel like I'm at this higher level of emotional intelligence, even though there are times, and I know other people can think, you know, I have this sense of, damn, what's the word? I know the word, but I don't know why it's not coming to me. Oh, like of being like gullible and stuff. The reason why I've been gullible in certain situations, it is kind of a sense of me being nice, but also it's a sense of like I haven't been through, because you know, sometimes you need to go through things to have a level of character development. Like there's certain things that I never was told, I never experienced real time, so it's just like I wouldn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying, like say for example, like what's going on in the media, like, you know, like simping over a girl wanting to take advantage of you and stuff like that. It's like you kind of could tell here and there from looking at media, but like in real time, it's like sometimes you have to go through that in order to do that. Now mind you, that's not me like nowadays, man. Like I already been through that kind of dirt. I don't even really try to deal with drama and any of that kind of shit. But dang, I hope I'm not getting off topic. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is, I feel like this year, it was more like a healing stage, and that's what this year has entirely been. Like while I've been trying to stack up and, you know, get to my goal and improve little different things about myself, I understood I had to stay out the mix, because, you know, at the end of the day, we have one life. Like I know a lot of people can try to project their idealistic view of like a future or a beneficial future for me, and I understand that, but it's like the stuff that I want is what I want in this life. And honestly, it's like, you know what I'm saying, as much as people can like try to downplay it, or not downplay it, because they're not going to just tell you no, but they're going to tell you all the negative effects of it, which is like a sense of projecting. Because why are you gonna, you know what I'm saying, why be my family or friend and try to tell me all the worst case scenarios? At least if you say worst case scenario, balance it out with like the good and bad, and let me, and say it in a sense where it's like you have a choice, and if you take that choice, you need to take it serious, instead of just being like, oh, don't do that, do something on the side, go to college, blah blah blah, like, you know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying, that's the thing about life, it's like you never really know what's gonna happen. Like, you know, I've done deep research into stuff, and even when it comes to the topic of college, it's like I'm very like, I don't know, like I'm really on some like, I don't think I'm gonna go back. I mean, to the truth be told, I haven't been going back, like, you know, regardless of who sees this, like I have not been going back. And it's just like there's a lot of cons and there's a lot of pros that comes to it. And it's to a point noticing what college is and what it stands for. It's like you have to really know what you're getting out of this, especially if you're going to university, because you're gonna have to either take out student loans or pay a lot of money to keep going. So what you're going for has to be worth it, and you need to know the ins and outs. You need to know the corporation, the industry, what is the entry level rate. Like, you know what I'm saying, like what percentage actually makes it, like, you know what I'm saying, like what are the requirements, like what do you need. Like, you just need to know this stuff to a very finite point. If not, you literally are wasting your time. And I mean, I get it though, because it's for the sense of money, but just imagine like you're taking all your time doing that, and like you don't even get a job remotely in that field that you spent anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and maybe even more depending on certain people's circumstances and stuff. So it's just kind of like you got to know what you're going for. Now, I can't say I'm giving the best advice. I can't say I'm giving the worst advice. Like me, I'm a creative. I want to, you know, go into drawing, art, illustration and stuff. And I know for the most part, I just need a portfolio. I need a deeper level of learning and doing. And I do kind of want to take this YouTube thing serious as well too, because YouTube is like, it's really cool, it's really fun doing it. I really like editing. Editing was something I didn't even know I liked doing until I did this. And this is the example of like, sometimes you have to like go out and do things and try different things to see that, you know, you might have some level of like a hidden talent that you never know that you can like bring to the world. Now I'm still working out the kinks of like a lot of different things. So like, you know, as far as different ways of making money, but I have been like setting up some websites. I have been like trying to improve my skills in certain things and doing different levels of research too. It's just like I said, this year, for the most part, this is my fallback year. This is like building the foundation, the structure, and this level of stability, financial stability, mental stability, emotional stability. Like, I actually feel pretty healed. Like, even when it comes to dating, I still don't feel like, you know, truth be told, that I should be dating now. Like, I feel like there's still like a lot of things I need to work on. The only way I'd really be open until I get into a relationship right now is if me and the person are like literally compatible and they can understand my situation for what it is, and, you know, still want to compromise off that. Like, if we're gonna have this combative energy towards each other, or you're gonna feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing about me when it comes to love is that, like, there's a sense where like I'm tripping and I'm not tripping, because like I know I could pull. The thing is, I understand that like my past, I don't even know how many numbers, but the last recent ones, it's always been out of condition. Now, it's always been conditional love. I would love to receive unconditional love, but sometimes the conditions are still a requirement that needs to happen at the end of the day. Everybody has standards and requirements that are needed in order to bring value into a person. So sometimes you need to do certain things to provide value within yourself so that you can be deemed to be, you know, suitable for that partner or person, for like, you know, to build a stronger relationship. And this doesn't even have to go from like, you know, romantic relationship. Like, it can even be like as friendships, family relationships. Like, if you can bring value to someone, it's like, you know, y'all can come together and, you know, maybe build great things or become like each other's support system at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I feel like I've learned a lot through this year, and this year has been tough. Like, the beginning half was very rough, just for the simple fact that like I had to hold back on a lot of things. Like, a lot of my friends want to hang out, I had to keep constantly saying no and no and no, because, you know, at first it was, I'm gonna keep it being, at first it was financial, man, because I was like stuck in this like financial whatchamacallit, this stagnant financial loop and everything else. So like, I had to kind of like, you know, break to that other milestone. So I had to cut back on some stuff. And right now I'm really working on like dividing my financial means. So like, not just keeping it in one account, like keeping it in multiple different accounts, and having another account that I can make money on as well, and growing that, and, you know, building up credit and stuff like that. So I can be in a better position where like when emergencies happen, if I have to, you know, randomly spend like $600 and stuff, it's like I'm not tripping, because that could be like the billing account. But then there's like the actual spending account, and then there's the account, you know, emergency funds, stuff that I could buy whatever the hell I want, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, at the end of the day, this year's all been about structure. And I feel like the biggest lesson, I don't even know if I'm gonna word this right, but one thing I noticed within this year is, especially if you want to self-improve and you want to fix something, if you feel like you're in a rut or whatever, and sometimes, you know, maybe you want to work out, going to the gym, but you're always like falling off, or maybe you want to start something but you don't think you're near that point. And every time it's like, even just looking at my YouTube, even though it's like, you know, just at 800, and even something considered as like 10K is like barely making it in some people's eyes because, you know, the money aspect of it. But sometimes you have to go through the motions. Despite how you feel, you have to go through the motions. It's like when you first initially start doing something, you're gonna be thinking like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you're not gonna feel nothing, you know what I'm saying? You could be doing something to change a habit, you could be doing it for a week or two. You feel these slight rises and lows, but you're not gonna constantly feel great. And then it takes maybe past 2, 3, 5 months to a point where like it's constantly good and improving, but it almost doesn't resonate, like it doesn't even feel like it's real right now, you know what I mean? And then it maybe takes 8 to 9 months in where it's like you truly see the growth and the results, and it becomes something where you're like, wow, like this has become something. And like, you know, it could be something little, like you can even be doing 10 push-ups, like 5 sets of 10 push-ups every day or every other day, and then next thing you know, like at like 7, 8 months, you actually look ripped, just straight off like calisthenics and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Very detailed and very toned, but still, it's like the little things you do. I had videos I made on YouTube that didn't even amount to higher views until like the next year or the next 2 years. So every little thing you do leading up until your end goal is still gonna benefit you as long as you keep going. So as long as you keep going, it's gonna reward you in the end. My highest viewed video, which I find is crazy because I'm not even monetized yet, is at like 82K within the recording of this video. Now, like, that's crazy. So within the process of like self-improving, you do need to follow through. You need to go through the waves of the highs, the lows, the self-doubt, the best case scenario, the worst case scenario. You need to go through it, you need to think it, and you need to feel it. Let it happen. Don't fight against it, let it happen. The beginning of the year, I had so many doubts about what's going on, but the fact that I kept going, things are starting to seem like it's in a better light. And I've been wanting to do this YouTube thing for a while, especially like posting a lot this year too, and a lot of things were not in my favor. But because I had like a storage problem, because you know that's always what happens. But the funny thing is, because when I got this new phone, I didn't back up my iCloud. So I backed up my iCloud. I mean, unfortunately, all my old videos and photos from my old phone transferred, but it cleared up like 90 gigabytes of space. So now it's like 48 or something out of like 128. So I have like a lot of space. So I could actually start making YouTube videos again like I used to. And I think that's what I'm gonna start getting back into as well too. So yeah, I mean, honestly, you have to go through the process, man. Like, you have to go through the waves of emotions. You have to go through all of that. And sometimes you're gonna need that. If you want to become better, if you want something outside of the norm, you gotta cut yourself out from the noise, and you gotta really make a plan and like stick to it and do what's necessary. Even now, it's still like, you know, it's still iffy. Like, every move I'm making, it still feels like, damn, is it worth it and stuff. But it's like, I always remind myself, like YouTube when I started. Like YouTube when I started, I wasn't cracking I was cracking less than 300 views for like my first almost year, bro. I think I only had like maybe 3 videos that reached 1K, and those are anime reactions, you feel me? And in the end, like, look at my channel. I got videos that got 80K, 12K, 10K, 6K. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just takes time. It's gonna happen. It's like a follow-through effect. Like, it's like you do it, over time it gains traction and it just builds up. It's the same that applied to everything. Building muscle, building intelligence, building new habits. Like, you have to follow through with the process. Sometimes the decision you make, you may feel iffy about it, but in this life, I feel like there's 2 paths that you're gonna take. And I know when you get into an indecisive sense, because I get indecisive a lot too, it's one path or the other. There's one path that's safe, secured, but if it doesn't work out, you're gonna be mad. There's another path where it's like you want to take, it's not as secured, it's fun, it might be rough along the journey, but if it works, it could even be better than the safe path. All I know is safe or risky, the choice is yours. You have a choice on whether or not you do. But at the end of the day, whatever choice you choose, go through it all the way through, no regrets. If you're gonna take the safe road, go through it. Because I'm realizing you can't really balance both. That's why people fail. If you want to do this YouTube entrepreneurship and stuff, you can work leading yourself up to there, but you can't keep, like, at one point you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, especially if that business is rolling, you're gonna have to, you know, cut off the job so you have more time and space to do the research, to promote and market more and stuff. And sometimes even with your, you know, and not even just that, but you know what I'm saying, depending on your circumstances, like, you can't do one thing fully with the other one in the way. So you're gonna have to choose between these two choices. I'm not gonna tell you which one to choose, but whatever choice you choose, you do it full force. You do it full force, you may not get the results you need in 1 year. You might get like a little boost, but not. 2 years, it might get a little comfortable. 3 years, you might blow up. You never know. But the thing is, it's like a, dang, I don't even know the word, but it's like a follow-through effect. It's like, dang, it's like, I don't know if to say it's a domino effect. There's a word for it. But as long as you keep doing it, it's going to lead into it. But you have to keep going though. It's like the little things you do now is gonna have the heavy impact of the later on. But if you stop the little things you're doing, then it's like you can't even lead up to that greater, you know, point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have gone through levels of adversity to get to the greatest point. But every time adversity hits in your life, it's showing you that you need to do something different. Sometimes you have this itch where, like, even if you're laying down all day, you're just like, damn, like, I need to do something. That's the sign. When you have adversity, everything's not going right in your life, and for some reason you still feel like you want to follow your dreams, that's a sign where, like, you know, I'm not gonna say it's gonna work, but you gotta do what you gotta do to do it. And if it's something that stay on your mind, like, you know, you gotta research, you gotta look into the people that you're inspired by, you gotta look into the industry itself. You gotta really think for your specific circumstances, what do you have to do? Do you have to cut off some, you know what I'm saying, not cut off, but, you know, distance yourself from people to save money, to save time, to really evaluate things? You need to get more resources in order to, like, really do the thing you want to do to the full extent. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sacrifices and requirements, and sometimes we're not able to do that. I mean, it was even hard for me, man. I'm not gonna say I cut off my friends. I'm still cool with them, but it's like I talk to them less because it's like, if I really am gonna live a life where this YouTube thing blows up or my illustrating skills blow up, whatever, like, I really, or voice acting and acting and all that, like, I really do need to do what's required. And this is only phase 1, bro. This is just like the stability, so when I do it, I could do this every day without tripping. You feel me? Because if I try to do it every day without tripping now, it's like I still got things I gotta pay off, I still gotta survive, I still gotta eat and all that. So you gotta, like, kind of build yourself to that point. You gotta think of an intricate plan and get yourself there. And that's what you just gotta do at the end of the day. And that's the thing. It's like planning, following through, and you gotta believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at motivation when you can, but there's gonna be at a point where, you know, that motivation ain't gonna help no more. Because it's gonna be so ingrained in your head that, like, you just gotta, like, you really just gotta move at that point, to be honest. So you just gotta do what you can. I mean, I hope people watch this to the very end, because I understand this video is getting long and I'm probably not gonna edit nothing out of this, so it's probably gonna be a 25-minute video. But yeah, man, you just gotta do what's necessary, and that's kind of what I did. You just had to follow through, and yeah. So if I have anything else to say, I'll probably put another video. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Ask me if you were someone I should have messed with. To be honest, I don't even know. I just go with the flow, keeping on my hopes. Don't regret what I did.